watching QTV this morning, and I am your host, Jenna Bashonko. So when Destiny says that Ibrahim Balde will be seated here today and taking a look at the newspapers, nothing can change it.
Absolutely. We are back again. Well, it's destiny, although it can be changed sometimes, so we are back again. And, I believe it's going to be another wonderful program.
Yeah, looking forward.
Because we have a lot on our running order today.
I am so excited, Ibrahim. The reason why I'm excited is because we have a Gambian. Our first guest in the program today is a Gambian who's actually taking Gambia's name all over, So excited about this one. We'll be joined shortly by Sona Jobarteh as her song is being featured in a new blockbuster movie, Beast. Interesting. So we'll just take a look at the trailer, and after that she will tell us all about it. And the fact that the movie is kind of related to climate, habitat related matters, I'm even more excited to ask all the questions. So we'll take a look at the trailer, and when we come back we will have Sona Jobarteh. We'll be right back.
Hey, look out the window.
Welcome to my party, guys.
Thank you so much for having us. This is my chance to reconnect with the girls.
Did Mom shoot something?
This is little bug right here. That's you.
I still miss her every day.
What's that? There's something crossing overhead.
Stay in the car, okay? Stay in the car.
Diabolo.
Okay, what's he say?
Diabolo means devil. I've never seen anything like this. Multiple attacks without eating its prey. Lives of dead. At least no lion I've ever seen. Go back to the calls.
Please!
We're in his territory now. This is the law of the jungle. It's the only law that matters.
Dad, they've got guns.
Shoot it out there. What are you doing? I gotta get my girls out of here. I need you to trust me right here. I'm coming back.
Don't move, okay?
Where did he go?
All right, that is the movie trailer. Persuasive.
For me, it was quite a thrill, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Adventure.
it is a trailer.
And seeing Idris Elba there.
Yeah, Idris Elba.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, Hollywood style.
So it's a sort of thing that I want to watch.
Yeah, looking forward.
You know what I mean?
But but for that, push us to watch. We have our very own Sona Jobarteh song featured in the movie, and she's right here with us. Thank you so much for joining us, Sona. Welcome to This Morning.
Thanks so much for having me over here.
Can you hear us?
Yep, hearing you well.
Okay, it seems we cannot hear Sona in the studio here. So, can you hear us, Sona?
Yes.
Okay, we can hear you now. Thank you so much for joining us. We will not allow anything to affect this special interview, obviously not. Welcome to the program. Yes, and first of all, how does it feel being a Gambian and having your song being featured in such a big movie?
Of course, it's a great honor. it's a great privilege to have been asked to be able to take part in this project. It came through obviously the director of the film already being a follower of my music. So this is how my name came to the table. But it was, yeah, an exciting experience to take part in something that I don't usually do. Although I've written for film before, not in that type of film. Yeah, so straight action thriller movie, that's a first for me.
Yeah, so Sona, this was a huge task, because the film was shot in South Africa. You had to, Africanize it, I can say, in a way. Try to portray as much as you could, the African culture, and also the fact that you did not even sing in English.
Yeah, well, I think what I decided pretty early on after having the meeting with the director was it was going to be important for me to actually get my head around Zulu
Yeah.
as well, because this film, like you mentioned, was filmed in South Africa, and it's a big part of what I do consistently, which is to make sure that I represent the cultural aspects that Africa has to present to the world. And for that reason, it's important for me also that we also share some of the cultural assets that we have amongst each other as Africans. And that's the reason why I decided to sing half of the song in Zulu. And that, for me, is an important statement to people from abroad, but also, most importantly, Africans, that we don't really question, Africans from all over the continent singing in English when they don't speak in English. But we find it unusual and interesting and confusing sometimes. Why would you sing another African language when you don't speak it? And I'm raising the question, well, why do you find that unusual? Why should that be unusual? That should be normal before we turn to English and Portuguese and German, right?
Yeah.
So for me, this was important to do, and for me to take time to be able to pronounce it, because it's not an easy language to speak.
I was going to come to that.
Speak it, it's got a lot of sounds that don't exist in sort of a lot of the phonetics from other parts of the world. So that took a while, and the process of it for me was very important, because I want South Africans to hear it too and be like, wow, there's another African from another part of the continent who took the time to understand and speak our language, to recognize it. And importantly as well, to other Gambians and other Africans from around the continent to be a little bit more open-minded about what the rest of this continent has to offer, which is a huge amount.
So what's your take, on the movie concept? I'm excited about it. Habitat, humans and animals living together. What's your take on the movie concept?
Well, again, this came to my attention once I had the meeting with the director. It's not an area, interestingly, that I've been so much attached to outside of the work that I do in the Gambia, obviously, which does touch on environment and the importance of that. So this is it's a huge area, obviously, globally right now. This is a big topic of conversation. It's a big question that's coming to the table for governments around the world. So it's definitely something that's in keeping with the movement right now around the world. What the director wanted to do, and what I think in some ways you might not pick up so much if you just watch the film, the sort of the adventure and sort of the high stress that you go through watching that film overtakes sometimes the little the sort of the undercurrent theme and meaning of the messaging, right, that was really behind that, which is that ultimately, yes, the land belongs to these animals. Humans are encroaching on that land, and that's obviously having a huge impact on the balance of that environment. And at the end of the day, what I find so meaningful, bearing in mind what the director intended on this, what I found meaningful was really the simplicity of the narrative, which was actually the fight between Idris Elba and this lion. But what Idris represented was a father, right? A father that's protecting his family, and the same story was being represented with this lion that ultimately, again, is a lion that has been robbed of its family. So it's now questioning that very simple, basic thing. These are two fathers, two centers of the family who are trying to protect theirs. And then the ultimate question is, well, then neither and both are the winners, right? Obviously, we are rooting for the human being because it's Idris Elba. But at the end of the day, the deeper question is they're both fighting for the same thing.
Yeah, I think the movie is really timely, like you mentioned, considering climate dynamics, things are changing, global leaders are having conversations every single time. And it further reminds us that there's some form of respect that should be attached to animals at some point, encroachment, which is even happening in the country currently and all of that. So I think really the movie is quite timely. But we are also aware that you are about to launch an album after 11 years. How do you feel about that?
It's a huge milestone for me now because, yeah, you mentioned it's been 11 years. I don't know where that time went, but yeah, things have been happening, and I've been dedicating most of my time since that last one, increasingly more, obviously, in the work that I'm doing in the Gambia with the Academy and so on. Because I keep repeating to people, that that's ultimately the reason I'm actually doing what I do. My music is a temporal thing because obviously I can only continue to do that whilst I'm still here. But what's more important to me is the work that I can do, that I can leave behind, that will affect the next generation, and for me make an important change in the next generation of young Africans that are there to continue to carry that torch and to continue to develop and to work on our progress. So for me, that's far more important than what I'm doing, in my music. But the music is important because it's a means and a vessel for me to reach a huge world. It's a platform for me to be heard by thousands of people around the world. And so far, it's been doing that. So I'm continuing to harness that as my means to keep raising awareness of the importance of education. The album for me now coming out is a perfect sort of opportunity for me to bring themes that I find very important to the table for discussion. So a lot of the topics that I talk about in this album are topics that I'm addressing in my everyday life and through the work that I do with the students, through the work that I do in reforming education in Africa. So these will now highlight this at more of a public level and allow me to really kind of start pushing that message a lot harder in the international as well as the national community.
Yeah.
All right, interesting. Well, Sona, when are we expecting this album?
The 23rd of September is the release date.
Okay, 23rd of September. All right, can you tell us the connection, your connection in the Gambia? I know most people might, know Sona, well, she have a connection in the Gambia, but tell us the connection that you have. I mean, according to some people, you have a brother here called Kachikally Jobarteh.
Yes, that's correct. So, I mean, most people know the Jobarteh family in the Gambia. My family is mainly spread in, the home base is in Kembuje and in Brikama as well. So my immediate family is Jobarteh Kunda in Kembuje and in Brikama. And yes, Kachikally is one of my brothers, so this is the same family. So I think, that probably explains in terms of the genealogical side how I'm connected. Yeah.
Exactly. And well, I'm surprised to know you have a huge fan base in Senegal. Do you have, do you normally do concerts in Senegal?
Well, normally I say, it depends what you mean by normally, but yes, I've performed in Senegal now a couple of times. It was a really good experience. Actually, it was the first sort of back-to-back performances that I did earlier this year. So I'm starting to really start to find a platform for myself within Senegal as well, because yes, there is a large following, but I haven't had the opportunity to perform there so much. But again, the new album I think will open more opportunities. I have a duet on that album with Youssou, so that's a big thing for me, a big achievement for me to have, and something that again that I know will last the test of time.
Yeah, so should we also expect Gambian collaborations with our Gambian artists,
Yeah, I mean, again, on this new album, I have a song which features Kachikally. I start at home, start with my family, it's very important. But now that I've finished this project, which was really important to me, now I'm looking at exactly that. I'm looking at now working with other artists a little bit more, and in more of collaborative projects rather than just my own projects.
Yeah, you talked about how this album is going to feature themes, topics that you strongly believe in, and education happens to be one. And we saw that you were at the Edinburgh Culture Summit, and where you had a presentation on curriculum review at the Scottish Parliament. Why education? Is it because of the Gambian narrative when it comes to, the poor education system we have here?
I would say it is, but it's not limited to that. It's actually much wider than that. Yes, of course, there's so much work that needs to be continued to put into the Gambia education system. But for me, my purpose and my goal is wider than that. I'm actually addressing the education systems around the continent, because I still find that we have themes that are common in so many countries across the continent. Even education systems that are far more advanced than the Gambian one, we still have these basic themes that are problematic for me. And these themes are still centered around the fact that we haven't really addressed how do we create an education system that fully acknowledges the identity, the culture of the people that it teaches. It still feels like an education system that people experience where they are still marginalized in their own identity within that education system. This shouldn't be normal for me. This should be something that we kind of really start to tackle properly. And I found that consistently the efforts, which have been amazing actually still, the efforts to actually continue to improve education systems. However, I still find that there's an aspect that we're kind of fixing a broken tree, right? Yeah. We're trying to attach good things to a bad tree. And I feel that really for us to do this properly, we have to uproot that tree fully. And we have to grow a new one that actually is born and bred and grown out of the country that it's set up to serve. And that is a huge process, as you can imagine. Most people, when you really talk about that, they recognize that that's true. However, nobody really wants to start on that huge venture. But, I guess for myself, I've always been attracted to huge ventures. That's something I always do. I throw myself in the deep end. And so I'm working hard at that. And the way that I'm doing that is having an academy that's doing it. I don't need to talk about it. I don't need to preach about it. I'm doing it, and therefore now I can start developing statistics and the examples of what happens when you do change that education system. And because the academy's been running for some time, I'm now at a point where I'm getting these opportunities, these great platforms to be able to talk about what I do in within the government context around the world, and being able to show and demonstrate physically exactly what happens to kids when you change the education system.
Yes, recently you met Badu Diop, a Gambian legend. What is your impression about Ifam Bondi?
Well, these are the, I would say, the change makers of our country and our industry, and obviously specifically the cultural aspect of that. And I think it's very important that every country, and even let's say outside of the country, we make sure that we really do celebrate those people that signify huge change and set a role model for people in the next generation. And it's doubtless what he has done and his legacy. But what I find is it's not celebrated enough. It's not created. He's not created as an icon enough. And I think for me, it's just important for us, the next generation, to make sure that we also work on making sure that we establish these people as icons, and the next generation after me continue to lead and be inspired by that.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you have this academy and you're trying to change the narrative through there with the next generation. But already with the existing music industry we have in the country, what do you think? What are some of the changes that need to be put in place? Obviously, the kids you're training are going to come later, but they're already existing ones, and they're already existing challenges. So, how do you think we should approach it, to change it for a start? And then when the next comes, it just flows naturally. Looking forward to that anyway.
Of course, yeah. I don't think there's at this point a so simple answer, because I think if there was a simple answer, we have done it already.
Yeah.
But I think it's a process, and nothing we do is going to be immediate and overnight. But what is very important is that we maintain the goals that we want to achieve collectively and make sure that we collectively also continue to contribute to that goal. And it will be a process that takes time. Just like when we're trying to address education, we can't do things that fix overnight. And this is why I think there's been things that can fail, you know, when it comes to as well. If we just deal with things from the political side in terms of that, these are quick fixes, but a lot of them don't last and they're not sustainable. So we have to really look at ways that things can be changed over time, accepting the fact that it's a process and things take time that are going to stick. Things that stay take time. So if we're willing to go on that journey and make sure that we can contribute to that, I think we can make that change. And within the music industry, I think obviously there's, I think there needs to be a lot more support for the Gambian music industry as well, and a lot more investment into that. And as well, there needs to be a lot more opportunities to showcase the Gambia internationally. That's also another thing, because that helps to also raise awareness of the talent that the country has to offer. And currently, I don't see a lot of it. And currently as well, I feel that it can be cut off from the international community as well. Like, you know, when Gambians come to the UK, I don't see enough British people coming to see them. I see like 90% Gambians, which is a beautiful thing. And obviously we love that. But also I'm like, you know, the British should be coming and supporting as well, or the Germans when they go to Germany, whatever, you know. And so this is also another area where we have to find ways to infiltrate the international community and make sure that the Gambian artists are seen for what they do. And again, you know, what I'm doing when I am abroad, yes, I'm performing to mainly of foreign communities, which is why it's very empowering for me, and making sure that they become aware of what else the country has to offer. That's very important, very important. Making sure you also expose others beyond yourself.
Yeah, looking forward to that collaboration with Yusundur. But before we leave, Sona, I want us to have fun a little. You know, we should have a little bit of fun. Are you up for that?
Depends what it is.
Depends what it is, right? But anyway, so let's ask a few questions. What's your favorite Gambian dish?
Domoda.
Domoda. Okay, why domoda?
Yeah. Because it's like, that's childhood. Like, whenever I think of that dish, that's what I think of. Just like, it makes me think of like my grandmother, you know. She used to cook it, and there's sometimes I can taste it and it reminds me exactly of the way she used to taste it, and I just love that feeling. So I always like, and it's a national dish, so you know, I like to make sure that I represent the national dish of the country too.
Okay, but can you cook it as well as your grandma?
I cook it my own way, and the funny thing is, I cooked it last night, so I'm eating it today. Yeah.
Okay, so should we? Then you want all of our two today?
No, nine social.
Why all of our? Ye benala?
Ye mandi ka moele.
Namoy. But
exactly.
Don't pigeonhole me, though. Still.
Anyway, thank you so much, Sona, for joining us, and congratulations. This is really huge. You know, looking forward to other opportunities that you get to have, and particularly that Yusundur collaboration. You know, I'm already,
yes, very much looking forward to that.
already imagining things. You know, imagining how this collaboration is going to be. You know, excited about it. So looking forward to another engagement with you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. All right, so that is
thank
it.
you.
All right, thank you. So that is it from Sona Jobarteh. Interesting. Muna domoda.
Absolutely. And same here, man. I love domoda. It's my fave. So absolutely. So we have that.
Okay.
We have similar tastes in food. It seems.
Interesting.
Well, I think Domoda, you know, has a lot of fans. I mean, I'm also a fan of Domoda.
You see?
You know, I love the different types of Domoda. You know, we have different types.
We should create a Domoda WhatsApp group.
But the thing is, creating that Domoda WhatsApp group, there are a lot of things that need to be looked into. Because when it comes to Domoda, you know, with the aflatoxins now, a lot of people are scared of eating it. So I think aflatoxins really should be taken seriously, because with the hepatitis in place, you know, we have to look at these things. You make sure get to be set. You put innovative ways of looking after so you get to be aflatoxins gain. Just yesterday, Yange was about life expectancy. mu nara increase.
Healthy
life. Well, healthy life, not expectancy as a whole, but the healthy bit.
The healthy bit, exactly.
Why sometimes yalla so mune dunda sa be 50 healthy. Febarulo mashallah 10 years ago it was a different case.
And given the average life expectancy is 63.
Wow.
You see, that's different from the healthy life expectancy.
So meaning the healthy one. So it's interesting. So should we yeah, so the destiny. But we're going to take a look at the African proverb.
Yes.
First, what does the African proverb say? And then destiny, mom, xam nga du ñaka dina wara tok fi read proverb.
Well, absolutely.
Yalla ko.
Well, the darker the night, the brighter the stars. Well, I mean,
destiny ko dogal da Mr.
I can see. I can see it's destiny.
Mr. Mbodj, for na destiny mom mun nañ ko link feed.
Oh, I don't know what he means by destiny.
QTV, I mean, why are they not serious? I mean,
the darker the night, the brighter the stars.
But what do you make of it?
I'm always starting. I know what I make of it, but take Balde.
But let's start.
Balde acha. The darker the night.
It's telling you there is light at the end of the tunnel. It's telling you keep pushing. No matter how difficult it is, I mean, there is ease at the end. I mean, this is what it's telling you. It's precise.
I'm not sure that it's precise. For me, when I saw it, the first thing I thought about was that famous Churchill saying that your darkest hour becoming your finest hour. That sort of thing. So there's a lot I need to do, you know what I mean? For me to shine like a star, absolutely. So, but you do realize, I think some of these proverbs, they're really to give heart to some people. When you are in difficulty, it's just so easy to give up.
Yeah.
But it's telling you that actually this is where your character comes out. It's a test.
Right.
It's really, as they say, sort of the man emerged in adversity. You know, when things are difficult, then you begin to see the different characters, as it were. That's when the leader emerges. Leaders emerge out of crisis, as it were. That's the star shining.
Yeah, that's it. But then the darker, it's okay. The
that's
darker part,
one.
That's where the difficulty comes in. But where effort also comes in, like you have to put in the effort, and it has to be continuous.
Well, you have to be a star in order to shine.
You have to be a star.
Let's put it that way. So let's put it that way. So there's something.
No matter what, you have to be a determined person. So fix. You have to be good at what you do. Fix. But it can be difficult in a way. But whatever the case, you always shine.
You know, motivation, I mean, goes with effort. I mean, no matter how you listen to motivational speakers, no matter what you do, I mean, I think it's important for you to put in extra effort, I mean, to be where you want to be.
Well, Mr. Bali, I'm from the older generation. Now we've got a lot of motivational speakers and stuff like that. No, for me, you find motivation in the unlikeliest places. Ordinary people around me used to motivate, not the celebrity on a platform kind of thing at all. You teachers, so you find motivation all over the place, even friends, or something you watch, or something you read. So be careful where you draw your motivation.
I think we're on the same
exactly.
page.
We all have things that motivates us. I mean, it depends on what motivates you. It depends on what makes you feel good, what gives you confidence.
And let's be careful there. What motivates you to do what?
Yeah. And
that matters. I mean, I get the motivation to go out there and cause mayhem. So, so let us be careful. What do I mean? Motivation, I think, is a neutral.
No,
we tend to moralize it.
In this context, we are talking
obviously.
about...
Yes.
So you understand?
And again, Mr. Mbodj, before we get to the newspaper review, I think you said something very important. The celebrity standing there telling you things that are constructed. You know, this might not be like real life experiences. You know, these are just words put together, you know.
Influencers, they call them.
Exactly.
But I wonder if we did a survey, how many people really change their minds on certain key issues based on what they've heard.
Well,
there's just a lot of noise on social media, but you're not having any impact. It
Well,
appears
I mean,
that
Mr.
one is
Well,
not
we
having
can't
no
conclude
impact.
on that as well,
That's-
Mr. Butch.
That's why
why-
I said
We
it
can't.
appears
That's
as if,
why I
yes,
said-
I'm not sure
Yeah.
whether how much.
That's why I said you need to put in extra effort. No matter what you listen to, no matter what motivates you. I mean, you cannot just listen to motivational speakers or you listen to motivation without putting extra effort.
So you mean your motivation must be self-generated?
Absolutely.
Well, it's important.
That's
It
it.
goes
So-
side by
That's
side,
it.
but something has to spark that.
So in the
You
end,
know?
that is what's going to last.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, let's head right on to the newspaper review now. We have limited time because of that very important interview we had with Sona Jobarteh. Congratulations to her once again. So that's the Point newspaper, Ibrahima.
Coalition progressive to protest despite permit denial. Police officer arrested for reportedly raping girl 22. And of course, we also have survey reveals youth women development on progressive in various areas. That's what we have on the Point.
Okay, moving on. CSO's research discloses 36.3% youth unemployment in 3 regions, and also Gambians fault ongoing digital registration of birth. And another anger controversy still prevails in Salaji market crisis. And also, under editorial, cost of living getting higher. And has the government developed a short, medium, and long-term plan for flood victims? That is what we have here. So, Mr. Butch, just yesterday we were talking about how, just not in the Gambia, but just generally at some point in these African countries, their biggest insecurity at some point will be, you know, the youth demography, you know, being unable to cater for them. And here we have this CSO research, which is still on the same thing, you know, unemployment. And we have the Agenda 2030. I'm not sure if we're getting close to that, you know.
Well, with these agendas, they serve more as a compass. It's a directional
Reflection.
thing. That's it, where the direction you should take. When I saw the 36%, I thought, wow, has it improved? Because the last time I looked at the statistics,
this is just in 3 regions.
In 3 regions, I think
Only.
nationally it's about 45. I think, you know, or something like that. Some you will have some surveys that would put it higher. How can one begin? Otherwise, it begins to sound repetitive.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what is all over the continent.
Yeah.
Now let's focus on how do we deal with that. It's easy to just bring out the difficulties, the problems, and yet when you look at the intricacies of our societies, it's a highly complex situation. So absolutely, there's a problem there. But when you tell me that, I said, okay, what do I do next? You know, let's move on to what do we do next. Each person, each sector, what can you do? It's really a very difficult question, because if you keep on following it, you'll just repeat yourself, sort of just keep on telling us all the difficult issues, the problems. There are so many problems. I think that's boring now. What next? That's why we've got so many programs on entrepreneurship, isn't it? So that these kids, you know, the young men and women can employ themselves and the like. It's a hugely, hugely difficult issue, and we all know that.
Yeah, so it's just
Really?
sometimes I just have a fatigue, you know, just discussing the same problems all the time without kind of with a lot of existing roadmaps that cannot be implemented.
But you see, the point is, Jainaba, there are too many contradictions at the heart of how we do things.
Yeah.
On the one hand, we have all these plans that we want to do this, we want to do that. But when it comes to the means, what I need to do to give me that, we are not so good at that. So the contradictions within you will always be exposed. See, this is the funny thing about ourselves. I'll say one thing and do another.
Yeah.
So you are never going to get the outcomes you want.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what we say, always reality, you know, the outcome of events, they always expose the hollowness of what we say.
The whole on us.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
That's
Manam dafa
exactly
ruge.
what happens.
Manam
You see,
dafa ruge.
reality will always expose you.
Yeah.
Say what you like. But we will say reality will always expose you. So go on.
And you know, Mr. Mboj, I like the way you call my name.
How? How did I
The
call?
Jainaba, you know, it comes with a lot of class.
You mean that's the only thing you like about Mr. Mboj?
No, you know, it comes with a lot
she didn't
of
say
class
that.
and professionalism.
The way I
My
called
name.
her name, it was more specific
Lolo moy
than-
man
than
suma
you.
déggin.
Comme
Xam nga
tur
wax
bi nu ko
déggin
dee
la.
ooyee dafa ànd ak, you know,
No,
something.
waaye wax naa la Mr. Mboj jógewut fii di.
Jógewu fi kay.
Let's talk about
I know,
coalition.
Banjul laa jógee fii Kombo la. Go on.
Mr. Mboj da ngaa tax ñu sol kos nag. yaa ngi soo waa Kombo yi ngay wax loolu. nañ
man
leen di
xam nga lu ma jaaxal lu tax waa Banjul yi bari xajaar man waa Banjul laa. Man waa
Man, you know, when I was
loolu Mr. Mboj.
when I was
We will
going,
deal with that at another
man lii jaaxal na ma de. non lii
Okay.
waa bii foog ma catch up ak
lii
yow
foog
si
ñu
lii.
lifin ko
Foog ma
because
catch up ak yow.
ñoom ñooy tubaabi Gambia bi.
loolu la ñu woon.
All right, coalition progressive to protest despite permit denial. I mean, another coalition, another group of people want to protest again because of the living conditions in the country and monies that have been spent without proper procurement. I mean, these are all the things they mention here. I mean,
Absolutely.
yes.
And here it's their right to protest.
But they have also said something. Whether they are given permit or not, they will still go ahead and do the protest.
Well, yes, that's a difficult one there, really, because if I'm gonna be obedient, yes, to certain orders, I must have confidence in that authority, that body giving the order, that the person was fair and just. That all sorts of things must go into that. You know what I mean? Otherwise, yes, there are certain situations in which one is justified to go against these orders. That much I must accept. There are certain situations one must make that judgment, really. But it is really one's right to go and protest. We know about the safety of others and all the rest of it, but it is really one's right to go and protest. It will be interesting to know they've been denied a permit. What is the fear? We've seen here so many times, once we had put this requiring a permit, as it were, to go and protest, then there is a feeling, there is sort of a suspicion that the incumbent or whoever is there, you know, that institutions tend to ally to governments so much that it will be politicized. Certain decisions become politicized. So this isn't as easy as it sounds. It's a quite complicated one. I do hope that the police would revise, look at the situation, make judgments. Don't simply have this reflexive no. We've seen it in a good number of applications.
I have seen how protests are done in other countries and the way protests are done in Africa. It's totally different.
It isn't though.
What does that mean?
When I talk about Africa and other countries, maybe countries that are way developed than the continent of Africa, they do it responsibly. I mean, they do it without destroying public property. They do it without beating people. They do it without insulting. I mean,
then you quite clearly, we are not following events in the USA with Donald Trump's people with Capitol. What they did.
Capitol Hill. And just even, Mr. Mboj,
yes.
as civilized as COP26, we had protests where the police had to come and literally be beating people up because they were destroying public property. This was like a whole organized setting.
Yeah,
so really, protest globally is just protest.
When you look at it, it is supposed to be a peaceful protest.
True.
I mean, it's a matter of showing how you feel and you want changes. I mean, that should be a responsible protest. I mean, but the protests that we've witnessed, we've all been here. I mean, I've been here for a very long time now. Although you've been here before me. I mean, I've seen the 2000 protests. I've seen a whole lot of protests in this country. People don't do it responsibly.
Let's put it this way. You have some that will perhaps go over the top.
Yeah.
And you've got others where, you know, people are peaceful. So I don't think with the subject of protesting, social protest has to do with being an African or European or anything else. It's just generally, you can apply general principles. It's just generally how these things go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can evince themselves in any continent, amongst any people.
Yeah.
So it's just the nature of protests and the like. Hey, look, the dynamics. When I organize a protest, anybody can come and join me, even the criminals. So sometimes it's really very, very difficult, even for the organizers. We've seen it here. Then you just have people, as I said earlier, who want to cause mayhem. They will come and join. Maybe they want to loot.
Exactly.
You see, there are things that they wanted in the shops. So all sorts of elements can join in.
Yeah. I think protest is protest in every continent, in every part of the world. I think what my point is that, as in how does the state respond, that is the difference. That's where the difference comes in, as in geographical location or continent-wise, if you may say. That is how it differs. How governments react to it, how well is the police trained to react to it. That is where the difference comes in. But to say protest in America is people are calm, people are smiling.
It might be different. I mean, but I mean, you can also say there are protests that are not peaceful in other countries. But
peaceful protests happen.
All the protests that I've seen in this country,
even in Africa, peaceful protests happen.
The ones that I've seen in the Gambia, they always end up in violence.
Not all.
They always end up in police following them and beating up other people.
No, we had.
I think I see your point. That, for instance, the last story I heard about, people are out to protest, then the police will come and say, disperse.
Yeah.
They must, you see, maybe it is because of the state agencies that provoke the violence, they will come and say, disperse. You know how authoritative we are, or authoritarian we are. We want to sort of impose our authority. So the police, even where you're marching, you're protesting peacefully, they can come and say, move, disperse. If you don't, then they hit you.
Yeah.
So that is really the issue. So that's
where
culture
the
of
difference comes in.
policing.
If they tell you move, you move. If you don't move, they'll beat you.
No, but this is really what the key is. It depends on circumstances. When I'm marching, as it were, peacefully, I mean, you tell me certain things, no, I wouldn't.
Exactly.
You know, there might be.
Mr. Mbodj, kii su nekkee président dictator la moo nekk mu ne ku randuwut ñu dóor la. Kii su nekkul dictator rek nga ne ma déedéet.
You see why? You see why I democracy.
Kii du liberal.
So
kii du liberal de. Kii du liberal.
You mean I'm a dictator?
Yow realist bu toog nga yow. Anyway.
No, this is worse than a realist. When I like realism.
Well, realism can be sometimes dañ dee mun a tane.
You know, there are ways to handle a situation. Each situation and the way you should handle it. There are other people that you have your own way of handling them. If you don't handle them that way, I mean, they might shake your government. They might do certain things. They might bring chaos in the country.
I don't
I am a dictator.
No, it's not that. But I think when I face a situation, there's really a right way of doing it. I have this idealism. Never mind my opinions. I have to take facts, objectivity, reality out there into account. Otherwise, whatever solution I might come with, I wouldn't get the right outcomes. A lot of disappointment is about bad thinking in analyzing my situation and proposing solutions. So be careful there. Follow your opinion. Follow your opinion.
Anyway, Mr. Mbodj, yow xaaral ñu bàyyi la nga dem parce que xam nga démba tuuti ñu dóor ko fi.
Bàyyil bu lifin Mr. Ade.
Xam nga Mr. Ade Mr. Ade bëggoon naa jot ci toogoom bi dóor ko. Let's go for a short break. Balaa fi violence di am. We'll be right back.
Save up to 50% energy with the new side-by-side Samsung refrigerator. Samsung air conditioners come with HD filter and antibacterial for your protection. Save time, energy, and effort by using our washing machines, loaded with innovative features that offer superior cleaning technology. Step into the future of television with our slick and slim Samsung Smart TV designs. Sizes range from 32 to 85 inches. Smart LED, Crystal UHD Ultra High Definition, and QLED Quantum Dark LED. Get new ways of interacting with your TV. Unparalleled vision, right from comfort of your living room. Our products are backed with 1-year warranty. Visit us at Q-Cell Building at Caraba Avenue or at Boost Turntable. Contact us on 333-3217 or email us at info@quantumnet.gm. Have you been looking for the perfect indoor router with long-range Wi-Fi coverage and faster internet speed connecting all your smart devices? Well, we present to you the Q-Cell Indoor Router, a router that has all you need and much more. For just $4,275, you can get 4G plus internet speed, wide coverage, and connect up to 15 devices. That's not all. The indoor router can be used for both office and home needs. So, enhance your internet experience with our indoor router. For more info, call our customer care on 111. Q-Cell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Your favorite Q-Cell service has gotten bigger. eFunkanta. Now you can loan bigger credit amounts to make life easier for you. Loan $75 and $100 and pay later. Yes, you heard me right. Get credit loan from $10 to $100 using eFunkanta by dialing *393#. Anytime you run out of credit, whether you want to buy Q-Power, browse the internet, make urgent calls, or send SMS. eFunkanta is the service for you. Dial *393# and choose the loan amount of your choice with no hassle. For more information, call our customer care on 111. Q-Cell, Sunyabus, the pioneers of mobile loan service in the Gambia. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, here with my amazing co-host, who believes destiny changes as, dynamics change.
Absolutely.
And today, it seems Kachikally Crocodile Pool, like
pool but it's good that we have them here.
Thank you,
yes.
Yeah. So are we going to take a look at the story, because there's a story by Omar P. Jallow on this. So I don't know
if we have the story there.
If we have the story by Omar P. Jallow, we can take a look at that and then we come back to the discussion. Is that so? I'm not sure about that. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure about that. So now let's just get into the conversation straight, because even without the story, we've seen interviews all over the place about the current challenge that the management is facing. The crocodiles are hungry, and all of that. Quite sad. Such a historic area there where it's such a tourist attraction, but we see how things are changing. COVID-19 pandemic coupled with all the other issues, so can you just take us through how are you managing? Let's start from there. This is just a follow-up because we've really seen the challenges, but how are you managing? What resources are you using to keep the place up and running?
All right, good morning first, and I would say that that's a good question.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say good morning to all the people working at Kachikally, and I think all the staff there, they're doing great, especially the manager, Alhaji Dudu Boja. He is the brain behind all the everything that we're doing to manage that place. With his power, with the help of the staffs and things, we manage professionally, and he finds ways all the time how to be in a position to manage that place, that the crocodiles will not go much hungry, that they will go attack people in Bakau to eat them. So, so I mean, that's really happened. So the manager is doing good, and so we're the one behind him, supporting him all what we could, and to see that the place is a safe place.
So are you using donor funds? Like, where's the money coming from? Because you're talking about, no business, really. So where's the money coming from?
Absolutely. We don't get no donor funds coming to Kachikally, to my knowledge. We only depends on the entrance ticket, which is not that good enough. Because as this is the off-season, we know that we only have season in the Gambia for 3 months. from December to January, February, we see that the guests are dropping down. So from there, we have to manage the little interest money we got to see how best we can use these resources. And the next October, this is how we try to manage.
Yes. So
I'm
okay.
interested to know, what do you feed the crocodiles? What do you feed them?
We feed them with fish.
With fish?
Bunga fish.
Bunga fish.
Chalo.
Chalo,
Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
all right. And how many kilos do you feed them a day? I mean, that also, it's very important.
Yeah.
That will determine, you know, how much resources you spend a day on them.
We are having 100 crocodiles, and we are feeding them with 250 kilos of fish. So this will depend on the market of the day, because we cannot tell tomorrow morning this is going to be the fish price. That depends on when you wake up in the morning, what you find in the market. So that's what you're backing on. So any price that we back on, and any price we have, we buy the fish for that.
You give them chalo. Why not you give them jenbuwe or something?
I was thinking to give them ladyfish so we can feed them
You
more.
give them chalo all the time.
Ladyfish,
I'm thinking giving them ladyfish so that we can give more ladies to the crocodiles. You know?
Astaghfirullah. Take it back.
She's a feminist.
No, but that's not. That's just,
So I don't think she
Yeah,
would
that's-
like
that's-
that. She
that's
would not
out
like
of
that. But
All right, so now-
I mean, let's go back to the
Yeah,
question. I mean, we don't want to, because we know that jenbuwe is kind of expensive, you know, but are we going to have jenbuwe all the time? That's the question.
Yeah.
But chalo is always available. So we check what is more available than that we'll find tough to have. Because you cannot, as I said, you cannot allow tourists to come next to a crocodile when it is hungry. As we said, we all know hungry man is an angry man. So being a hungry crocodile will be a disaster to bring people next. So,
So
that's why
my
we
question now is, I know you were talking about the fact that there's not support and all of that. I'm now looking for innovative ways. What innovative ways do you think can be put in place to ensure that all round, you know, because at the end of the day, tourists see tamid dañ buga lo len excite. They want to go to places and see what excites them. Man buguma dem place, dem rek hol crocodile, dem sumayon. So then what approach are you using? Innovative, to add other things, just to spice it up, to ensure that when these tourists come, they see just more than, the environment is just more than just looking at a crocodile lying down there. So what innovative ways are you trying to put together to ensure that it's exciting? It's an exciting moment for tourists or even Gambians who would love to visit there.
See, we are trying to do all what we could so that we can have that place become more attractive. Because if you look in the Gambia today, you see finally Abuko is like kind of dead. A monkey park is chopped out, you know, the half of it's given to the conference call. And that's what I'm saying, the manager is doing everything possible. But if you look at the entrance money that we only have, it is not enough to get all these motivation or whatever you want to see in Kachikally. That's why we are open doors for all donors and everyone, even the government and all the stakeholders.
So did you approach the government, first of all, to tell them, okay, this is what we're going through, Kachikally is dying, you know, we need to do something?
The Ministry of Tourism.
Yeah, I remember the minister himself has visited Kachikally 3 or 4 times, and he has one-on-one with the manager and has laid down all the problem that we, and what we want, kind of development we want to see, changes in Kachikally. So I don't know what, take it slow. And this is almost like 3-4 years, so I mean, probably the minister will be in a better position to say, because everything was written down and premise was given, so I don't know what take things.
So the ministry has never ever, within all those years, given any form of support to Kachikally?
To my knowledge.
What about the COVID-19 funds? Did you receive any support from the ministry?
From the ministry, to my knowledge, no.
To your knowledge, no, the COVID-19 fund for tourism.
This is very sad. When you look at the
the manager will be in a better position.
Okay, so Valde, we can't conclude on this.
Cannot,
really.
When you look at the tourist attraction centers in the Gambia, I mean, we have the likes of Abuko Nature Reserve, Kunta Kinte Island, you know. I mean, all these places are dead. I mean, you said it's kind of dead, but it's dead. I went there. The only thing that you find at Abuko it's all monkeys. I mean, all baboons. I mean, I don't think there is anything exciting to watch. I mean, I've been there on several occasions. While Senegal are having Fatala, they have places. The only place that Gambia is left with now to look, I mean, it's the Kachikally Crocodile Pool. So if it's not taken care of, I mean, I don't think there is a point for our ministries to sit in their offices. I mean, the likes of GT Board to be in their office. Calling tourists to come to the Gambia. The likes of the Ministry of Tourism to sit in their offices, you know, without putting proper infrastructure where if tourists come to the Gambia, they'll have something to see. It is bunkum. It is useless to sit in your office.
I just want to say I can't conclude on a lot of things because clearly there are questions that we've asked that he's saying the manager is in control.
The COVID-19 funds, that's partly.
Exactly.
That the manager can answer
even
to that.
Support.
You understand?
Or the support as well, he said the manager is in a better position, it's not to his knowledge. So really,
according to like what we see, it's not looking good.
Yeah.
It's not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, like you said, if you had to look Gambia, when you look at the tourism in this country, or the visiting places, absolutely, as you said, yes, they are dead. I just want to make it a little bit look good. But, I mean, if you go to James Island too, in next 15, 20 years, probably it's going to go. The island is going to go. And you mentioned Fatala. I've been to Fatala many, many times, and it's very attractive. And when I went to Fatala, anytime when I spoke to the people, the staff there, I mean, I'm really impressed that they told me the government, during the COVID or even before COVID, the government will help them in somehow when they need the government support. So what is happening to our country is that, look, most of our tourists in this country will cross the border, a ferry, and go to Fatala, and they pay more than what they pay any other visiting place in this country. So why can't we have the same thing in the Gambia, and the youth will work in there, the money will stay here. This will help to, it would help our economy. Then rather than we allow them to go to our neighboring countries, and now they're benefiting out of our tourists than we do. So, I mean, this is really sad, absolutely, including Kachikally itself. You know, if at all it was not a good stance of Dudu Bojang, who's the manager of that place, probably Kachikally will be dead too, because there was a certain time it was like, it was not been fenced. You know, when it rains, crocodiles escape. But he, out of his good gesture, he worked hard to make sure that all these things stop, you know, and he tried to fence others. But as I said, we cannot depend on only the entrance ticket, the money that we have from the entrance to make those kind of development. Of course, we need to have government intervention. We need to have stakeholders to come. You know, GT Board has to come, and they have to visit Kachikally. Not only Kachikally, they have to go to Abuko, Monkey Park. They have to, we have Kiam Forest, I don't know, in a place in Kiam. We can have these places upgraded, you know, for the betterness of this country, that we can attract more tourists. Because I have a lot of friends that came from Europe, and they came to Gambia for holidays. And they always told me in their flight, coming and going, in Brussels, the first thing when you get into the flight, you take your seat. The first advertisement they saw on the day is Kachikally Crocodile Pool. So it means Kachikally is all over the world. So coming to Kachikally and see the situation like that, it's kind of crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, in the future, our generations will come and they'll be like, our grandparents said, this used to be a place where you have crocodiles. It's a crocodile pool. I mean, but now it's no more.
But the transfer of knowledge, you are the expert there. Where whoever goes in your lamogis, you usher them. You're doing quite well. So do you have like trainees, like to you know, transfer knowledge to them? So that, because your time it hit na tesa, yalla dogal nga nekk president Gambia wala wara muna dem fenen. Dina ma la jox example, nga destiny mom, yalla destiny mom, xamulo fu la destiny.
It can change.
It can change.
Today you are the crocodile pool. Your destiny can change and you become a president tomorrow.
Mun nga don lu ne, yalla
That's
dogal
true.
te destiny mom ken munu ci dara. So ma bëggona xam rek hit na ndax ya ngi def that transfer of knowledge, you know, to ensure that you're training young people to be able to handle this.
Yeah, there are more, but 7 more people there that we are working together.
So without you, work
without
continues?
Me, that work will continue.
With or without you?
Without me.
Okay.
Yeah, because there are 7 more people there, absolutely. Maybe some of them are more tolerant than me. So so without without me, it will continue.
Yeah.
To
well, when you become minister. Or
exactly, I visited the Kachikally Crocodile Pool on several occasions. Well, I think when QTV even started, I mean,
myself and Gadaga.
You've been there.
That was like my first
so they are like
TV. Wow.
partners. I mean,
Time
on several
flies.
occasions, we've been. This guy is the Hasum Sise of Kachikally. I mean, this guy. I mean, he knows almost the history of that pool. So I think knowledge that you get, I mean, sharing it with others too will help in the future.
It will surely.
Yeah, that's what we're doing because we have. That's why I answered her question that we have 7 more people that work indirectly with me and they're doing well. Absolutely, is that. I would say that sometimes they're still camera shy, so they're over. But even the manager wants me to be there because of that reason that you said.
Yeah.
So I've been offered a lot of jobs from other companies. You know, honestly, I will be honest. Like Discovery Tours and Alcamba Tour and all that. So,
okay.
Yeah, Alcamba.
Nice.
I even worked with Alcamba for like 3 months, and the guy, the CEO there, want to staff me, and I just don't. I reject
But I love the
passion. Passion. But
yeah.
whatever the case, passion tam dafa anda khalis de. Why tamit? You know, I talked about innovative ways. You know, maybe have like a donation box at the entrance. You know, do you have that when people are leaving? They see the deplorable condition. They can donate, you know. Do you have something like that, you know, and maybe do a GoFundMe. Technology is so much that things are changing. To get money sometimes to change narratives can be quite easy. Start something like that, do something.
Yeah, I mean, we have donation, not a box, but we have a book where people that willing to help.
Yeah.
We do it transparently.
Yeah, make it attractive.
And
you know?
People will write their name, country they come from, whatever they donate, and the remarks, general remarks about that place.
Exactly.
Also, we have a Facebook page about it. We have Instagram. We are on the Instagram. Okay. Also, we're trying to come slowly. We know things is gonna get. Maybe in future is gonna come. Maybe not in my time, but we know before it will come slowly. But we're working on to see. Where it's the best way.
There are a lot of Bakau people, you know,
people in diaspora.
In the diaspora, you know, to start a campaign, speak, make noise. You know, sometimes that's all it takes for things to change, really. I know it's sad, but if that is the only way, let's get to it.
Of course, yeah, we're trying to communicate to a few people that we know they are very influential, and as a Bakau diasporans. To see what stand they can take, because as long we're not there, they are the one there, they can talk to the other people, they can make that connection, and we see what will come out at the end of the day.
So let's try, you know, you know the influential people, you know, we are all over. Let's make this our collective responsibility. Kachikally is our Kachikally, and we do not want to lose it. This is all of our identity. You talked about how when you're coming into the country, the first thing you see is Kachikally, like you mentioned with the tourists with Brussels. So you know that's Omar P. Jallow there acting all brave. But aside from that, let's just try by all means to just embrace this and change this. It's just for all of us.
Tell us about Charlie, the white crocodile.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Tell me, Halle.
Charlie is absolutely not the white crocodile. This is a kind of misconception with the people who just say Charlie is the white crocodile.
The white crocodile.
You know, when the most people came, I told them that look, we can't stop people talking out there, but if people are here, we give them the right facts and the story of it. Charlie is just like the crocodile Umar Wali you saw Umar B. Jallow touching right there. Excuse me. The white crocodile doesn't has a name. He doesn't bear a name. He just blessed crocodile that people want to see. Even myself wanted to see, and I saw it once. Been to Kachikally for all this life, all this time.
You only saw it once.
Only saw
for
it
how
once.
long have you walked there?
more than 14 years
The
now.
white
14
crocodile.
years, and you've only seen it once.
Yeah. And it's
Anamu?
Mufa.
Sibil ndox bi.
Sibil ndox bi.
Mom,
Why
Fu mu dee lekkee.
he knows, God knows.
So
And
maanaam moom daf di nekk si
I
ndox
mean,
bi many,
but-
many years.
you know, through the history of Kachikally, this white crocodile has been existing, and it has been always a good luck for people to see. And when you saw these white crocodiles bring black.
Okay, what good luck did it bring you when you saw it?
I mean, depends on what you believe in psychologically.
Man.
And that's why Kachikally is a sacred place.
Yeah.
You know, it is not only by coming to touch the crocodile,
Okay.
but way
Actually,
Kachikally.
for me, I do not believe in crocodile. Seeing a crocodile can bring me good luck.
Wow.
I believe my good luck depends on the God that I worship. But people are open to what they believe.
Yeah, that's what I said directly. It depends on your belief, psychologically belief.
Yeah.
But the belief is that when you
but
see it.
yeah, the belief is that when you see this white one, is a good luck, it's a bring blessing. Because
did you see the blessing?
when I spoke to, I have an Indian friend, so they said, all right, in India too, there's a place where you can see. There's a white like albino, I forget the name of this animal, and it's like seeing this in India, it's like a good luck.
Okay, that's,
You know, it's a blessing. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
so
what
you know,
other people
in
believe.
China,
right now, as we sit
but
here, what we believe in does not really matter. It's
it
about
does
what
matter.
you have to say,
what you have
and the
to say,
crocodile, you know,
exactly,
and the history,
yeah,
right,
in
Ibrahim?
history. So,
Is it?
but if bringing the back, you see how the history
Yeah.
comes here, Kachikally comes about, you know, till it becomes a place where people will go and go seek for blessing there, like pray, or by the woman will go and pray. So and it works for people.
Yeah.
You know, it works for people because So
All
that's
right,
the
thank you
blessing.
so much for taking us through the history. Thank you so. And then, you know, appealing to all Gambians, you know, try to do the GoFundMe. It might work, you know,
Yeah.
and we're looking forward to, you know, the revival and, you know, making it more colorful, you know, add a little bit of spark, because tourists want to come, but they want to see something that excites them. You know, let's make it happen in a way that at least somebody will even want to have a birthday party and want to do it at a crocodile pool maybe. Right now, with the way it's looking, who wants that? No, it can be exciting.
Of course, yeah,
You
yeah.
can change things in a way that
Yeah.
people will be excited to go there. You know, muneka area bu hapon hamga.
Yeah, because I
Come-
remember once the manager told me that he's walking on a place that he can have, because that's a big reverse land
Yeah.
on the other side there, you
Yeah.
can have like...
Thank you so much. So
Yeah.
due to time constraints,
Yes,
we have to let you go now.
Thank you
From
so much.
crocodiles to entertainment. So we're joined by Skengman Sweezy to take us through what is happening in the world of entertainment. We'll be right back.
Thank you so much.
Light. From the beginning of time, light has been there.
It is integral to our survival and to our way of living,
We need light to work,
to build.
to grow things, and even to see our loved ones.
Light makes things easier and better.
So QCell has changed the way you buy Q-Power to make it easier and more accessible.
You can now access the same service quickly and get your cash power tokens instantly with the new QCell Q-Power code.
To light up your world, simply dial *363#.
With a touch of your fingers,
With ease and convenience from the comfort of your home or office,
you can bring light into your world instantly with *363#.
Q-Power, lighting your world.
QCell Sunyabus.
We innovate, others follow.
As the fastest growing GSM company in the Gambia, QCell has the widest 4G plus coverage in the country, 3 times faster internet speed than our competitors. So switch now and dial *335# and enjoy what true 4G feels like. QCell, the Gambia's trusted network.
To make sure your company's products and services reach your potential customers, it is essential that you choose the right channel for your marketing purposes. QTV has the widest reach locally and beyond, and we can give your business the visibility it needs. Call QTV Marketing on +220 324 4444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm and take your business to the world.
want it, order for it, and pay quickly using Quick Pay on the Q Money platform. With great technology comes ease and convenience. Get a glimpse of what a comfortable life is with Q Money by dialing *323# now. Call 133 for more information. Q Money, Sunyukalpe. Save up to 50% energy with the new side-by-side Samsung refrigerator. Samsung air conditioners come with HD filter and antibacterial for your protection. Save time, energy, and effort by using our washing machines, loaded with innovative features that offer superior cleaning technology. Step into the future of television with our slick and slim Samsung Smart TV designs. Sizes range from 32 to 85 inches. Smart LED, Crystal UHD Ultra High Definition, and QLED Quantum Dark LED. Get new ways of interacting with your TV. Unparalleled vision, right from the comfort of your living room. Our products are backed with 1-year warranty. Visit us at Q South Building at Caraba Avenue or at Boost Turntable. Contact us on 333-3217 or email us at info@quantumnet.gm.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. So Destiny is playing to an extent that it decided that we will be heading right onto the click segment, and that Buba Fati's guests
your
are
destiny
right
is gonna change, my brother.
in front of him as we
your
speak.
destiny is
so
gonna
Destiny
change.
will allow you to introduce your guests, and you know
God is gonna favor you. Your destiny is gonna be bright.
My destiny is already bright already, man. It is destiny for me to be on the morning show today.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because I've slept and wake up, you know, in good health as well, man. So I'm destined to be here again today, man. So good morning, guys. I'm Skengman Sweezy, and on the show with me today, man, Skelter. Wagwan, bro.
Cool, man.
It's good to have you on the show, bro. To be honest, man.
Thank you, sure.
After being months of contacting and linking each other, finally he's on the show. Man.
Yeah, for sure.
Proud of having you, man, to be honest, man. So first of all, who is Skelter?
Yeah, shout out to everybody watching right now. It's your boy Skelter, big time on the beach, man from Lansdowne. Yeah, Skelter. I find like if I have music, different time in do it, I understand. But like I don't assess people way, I understand. But like due to time in school, me I want to be hard go to the SD, I'm artist la. Steven. Yeah, so through coconut la nigga am ko ha mom mo jappale time in class. Yeah. Naka da duma rose. Dama nigga do ha mom dama buga duga ci mi la take us at time.
Exactly. Music beside everything about music is time.
Yeah, I'm take us at time. I'm going to Ross because my right now man for it. But you the moment I have education because of my mom for I'm influence like you know.
Exactly.
So I'm just try like the cool. Like no. Sometimes when you next class break time happen. During the break time when you used to talk me practice. Freestyle. Yeah, take beat. We do that episode one of it. Then we start doing freestyle. Through that again, I remember high school. Then I figure my got tried. Yeah, but then now right now I can do it. Then my great if Salam's my first song.
Exactly. Yeah. Obviously we're gonna have some freestyle session as well with him in the show, man.
But
we're not rushing that. It's gonna come later part of the show, man. Yeah. So first of all, Skelter, man, I know you're into drill more. You're more into drill than Afrobeat. You're a rapper though. I know the drill industry too is growing up, but we're getting there actually because I've seen a lot of artists doing drill nowadays. Even the big names as well are also into drill as well. So what really got you into drill? Because drill is just a new genre that started 4 or 5 years back ago.
Until if I come right now, come life mom generation. You understand? Come she look again because you're some entertainer. I wanna check like come right now.
What's trending?
Yeah. Look at the trend right now. Look how go. You understand? Although come ñu bari singer la ma xamé nak ñeneen so dana ma dé go fak ne comme rapper la but man ma mëna wax ne la nek man am singer you understand. Yeah, I do have profession.
I thought you were a rapper.
Rapper, sure, yeah. ñu bari ñoo dé fin sa
nit di olofal da ngay olofal bu sa guess di olofal da ngay olofal la na noy
it is destiny for me to speak English.
Wa na noy way na noy no yalla
I feel like we speak olofal.
Olofal is not very strong. Olofal is born.
Olofal is not very strong.
It's not exactly. When my nigga is better, when Olofal is born. So like you need it.
Yeah. So like sila ambiance song mo bugo like Monica drill beat. Say mo si waste time when England artist la.
Yeah. Tion.
when so hang come then sila whenever song we make a hit song. Mo feel beat, when I buy my jump in the beat and then do a song in it. So no la fa demee. No la amee suma song bi first drill moo nekk Mate bi. Yeah. So no la.
Mate and EPB is already out, man.
It's already
to be
out,
honest,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
And
The song
we're going to
will
talk about the
again.
concert as well, bro.
Yeah.
Wow, but let's talk about Mate actually. Song B. Inspiration. The one we got actually. What inspired the song?
Mate bi dafa nekk loo xam ne comme soo déggee title bi da nga foog ne comme like is a root song or something like xam nga loo xam ne comme dafa xaas ak yooyu.
Mate ji.
Yeah.
It's the fact.
Exactly. Nit yi loolu la nga ko foog waa fee.
Tey ma def ko.
waaw
ku ko naxari maa tey ma def ko. maa tey ma def ko.
Why?
Yeah, so fekk demee fa noonu tamit understand because dañuy cafa like comme dama yóga ne comme wax bi dafa nekk loo xam ne dafa xew. comme nit yi wax boo xam ne la soo ko génnee tam nit yi da nga ko bëgg a di use easily.
Exactly.
Understand because nowadays comme da nga soo checkee ba check likewise to say moo nekk artist bi nii. mën na obla comme nekkul ci yoon sax. Fula gangster yaa ngi.
Yeah.
Mr. Chago exactly. That type of thing. Waaw almost ma song baa nekk génne bosam but yaakaar naa wuy yenn songs yoo xam ne sax. They have good questions like title bi. Comme muy cool waa still soo ko drobee sax du hit. You understand? But man song bi sax comme nekkul loo xam ne like dama ko plan waa foofu noonu just dama feel bi dem studio rek. xam nga dugal def suma def you understand? Then it was like freestyle ba mu ñëw nekk loo xam ne sax moo nekk suma vlog song boobu moo nekk song boo xam ne sax nit yi loolu ma xamee.
Exactly. And you're on stage, man. Full of gangster.
Mate,
yeah. It's a nice one though. I think you should listen to it as well. But first of all, man, Full of Gangster is dropping something very soon, man. And that one is better than the Chago song, man, to be honest. Y'all can't wait for it. To be honest, man, you can't wait for it.
Again?
You know he did a freestyle on the show. The condom freestyle.
Wow.
So he's gonna drop something again like that.
He said, tell the world I am just getting ready. I am putting on my condom.
It's like, you know, every release from Full of Gangster, to be honest, man.
Why am na benn TikTok challenge bu am maa tey ma def ko ku ko naxari maa tey ma def ko. Xanaa foofu la jógee.
non jógee foofu la parce que boo cefee loolu sax dama comment si fi na ma ne ko ne pour mu gën a yomb sax mën ngaa use ma verbe bi nga tondu gees.
maa tey ma def ko ku ko naxari maa tey ma def ko.
So we're going for a quick music break by Skelter, and we'll be right back, man. Don't forget, man, when we're back, we're going to talk about the event that is about to stage, man. So first of all, let's go on this break, and we'll be right back.
Ziggy Beats. So thank you. Trapland music on the beat.
Hey big damn, 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 hey big damn. Du mana ñi du mana ñom ma teglu rew boy pere ñom di yoon bi du beneen yoon boy partout pour ma cotto noonu suma EP mooy tos sa koñ su lay di xaalis boy mi ane joni san du bi ci suma legs pere joni oui ngene ma lan mate ngene ma lan manala mate tama ngene ma lan hey mate ngene ma lan manala mate King Skelter King Skelter King Skelter
King Skelter, for real, man. The song is fire. That's actually a promotional song from the EP, man, because he's launching his EP October, man, to be honest, man. So first, now, let's talk about the show, man, because that is the main reason you're on this show, bro.
Sure,
EPB is out. What is the response you're getting from your fans?
Yeah, EPB out, I'm over 10 right now. Come on, you go over appreciate songs I lead. So lo mo magana jox defin bi bus bi sax pour ma gana mëna ñëw xam nga launch EPB bi ci bo am té lolu mu ngi happen October Fest biir Bisco Garden xam nga fans ko parel. Yeah, everything gonna be
so any guest artists from the Gambia?
Yeah, guest artists are okay, bring them stuff. Both big artists upcoming.
Names, bro. Names.
One's like Tisa, young Lil Pumps.
Hey, nice, my brother right there.
Just my music, like I understand.
Exactly.
Yeah, like yeah.
Well, I think artist bu nekk da nga am trend.
Yeah.
Be trend, be thing la nak.
As a bandana trend, sort of.
We style on me, like. Yeah. It's not my style.
That is swag.
No, man, I want such chain. I love it. Is it gold? Is it gold chain?
It might be. It might be, though.
It might be, yeah.
Exactly.
So can go ahead.
Yeah. So, Scott, I want to ask you a question, yeah? You as an artist, I know you find it difficult to penetrate the industry, but yet still you're doing your music as well, which is really helping your career as well in a different way. Where do you want to see yourself from now to next year as an artist?
Yeah. If you want to hear, like, because I want to like number one, so yeah, number one. Bukan neka right now, number one. Come feel next year. Even right now, for neka nisha. Lola bukan neka before next year, so.
Bad man.
Yeah,
Wanna
sure.
be number one in the industry, man.
Industry,
You wanna
sure.
chart the industry for real, bro. So final was out there, and then we're gonna close with a freestyle session from my brother right here. Man.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, final words, man, to your fans.
Yeah, come now, for my fans, you want neka like come, come on. You come, you keep on supporting that. I understand because of like. My gonna have more videos you wanna know. Come you gonna watch out that like after EP might just drop me. My wanna know them drop out Belen EP Vol 2. But I'm gonna know what happen January. So my wanna launch more show October 1st. December time. My wanna them to Farafanye. But I think December 24th.
Nice.
Yeah. So y'all watch out for that.
Bala ngeen a dugg si freestyle segment bi ma bàyyi la programme bi rek xëj na nga tëj ko. Because xëj na time buñ am bariwul waaye di wax ne like. yaa lady. I am yaa lady yin. Mama defal suma makeup bi xool yéen.
When are we gonna have Yamen?
Dafa maat lii dafa dagan waay.
Yaa lady
taamu leen danka dem foofu noonu jëndal seen jabar seen everything.
When are we having Yamen?
Yamen waaw mun dina dugg si góor góor yi sometimes ngeen pesalu.
Waaw amul problème.
Dara nekku si pesalu leen yéen.
We need the materials to pesalu.
waaye gis ngeen suma makeup it's quite really matte lipstick. Concealer, powder, foundation, everything from Ya Lady on point.
On point.
Contact her. Go on Instagram.
It is destined for Ya Lady to do a makeup.
Ya Lady chocolate na la de.
Chocolate na mo man mayaga chocolate akama chocolate. Why you dohal ni dem? Dohal.
Let me have my big man straight to the freestyle session of the morning show with Skengman, Sweezy, and Skelter.
You.
Hey.
Yeah. Big time on the beach. Big time on the beach. Yo. If them man bad like $1,000, them man a bad like $10,000, you fuck it. But take a $1,000, hala to lose something, I stop my legacy. Should I sick, my song is the medicine. Should I go reckon on your non Hennessy? Hey, I damn boy crazy. Hey, I damn boy crazy. Baby Ben. Clap it, let me slap it, po. Ross million, we sing it, don't stop, guys, come again, clap it, boy. So fast like automatic, boy. Magnetic, we clap it, boy. Enemy, chim, lack it, boy. Bad guy, you was savage, boy. Hey, come to my room, let me knock it. Real bad man, done it. I'm gonna pay her, come to
I killed it. You nailed it, man. I think I should be grooming people like you to become an artist one day. So you're a general.
Now take a bet there. I can go get
Mr. Million right there. For my and bye man, till I come here tomorrow again. Yeah. I'm saying bye, man. Stay blessed and don't forget to watch the morning show, man. Don't forget, man. Hit me up on Instagram, Skengman Sweezy. Twitter, Skengman_Sweezy, and Facebook Sweezy B40, man.
And calling on sponsors as well, you know.
Exactly.
Please get to come and sponsor the program. The program airs at this time, repeats 12 a.m.
Yeah.
Yes, and also we stream live on Facebook and on YouTube. Come and join our team. Jena Basong correct. Baldi Brahma Baldas, Skengman Sweezy.
We can. That's it.
It's our destiny.
It's our destiny.
It's your destiny.
For you guys.
Bye.